A warm welcome to the newsroom. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Let's begin with security matters. Nigeria's service chiefs and heads of security and intelligence agencies have met to map out new strategies in tackling rising insecurity in northern Nigeria. The meeting, chaired by Chief of Defense Staff Gabriel Olonishakin, was to re-strategize and enhance existing synergy among security agencies and also map out new strategies to promptly address terrorism, banditry, and other criminalities, particularly in northern Nigeria. Earlier on Monday, National Security Advisor Babagana Manguno led some security chiefs, including the Inspector General of Police, to meet with state governors from the northern part of the country over the spate of insecurity. Briefing journalists after the meeting, Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawale said the governors agreed to continue the onslaught against bandits who have refused to subscribe to their peace initiative. Away from security, President Muhammadu Buhari is currently presiding over the weekly meeting of the Federal Executive Council (FEC). The meeting, like the four before it, is virtual in compliance with the federal government's guidelines on COVID-19. Physically present with the President at the Council Chamber of the Presidential Villa in Abuja are Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Gambari, and 9 ministers. The remaining ministers are taking part virtually from their offices. To politics now, the acting national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abiola Ajimobi, says there is no faction in the party and the National Working Committee is united and not divided. Ajimobi, who was represented by National Vice President for the South-South of Hilary Etta, said it is unfortunate that the media is addressing the NWC as a faction. Etta was speaking late on Tuesday after the National Secretariat of the party was reopened. The National Working Committee, which met late on Tuesday to receive the report of the Edo State primary election, said Victor Gaidam is an imposter who has been suspended by the APC in his state.
If Victor Gaidam is arranging a neck, I believe that it is your responsibility as a member of the Fourth Estate of the realm to investigate his locus, to find out whether he has the legal, the constitutional backing to be able to call a NEC meeting. As we speak, the membership of Chief Victor Gaidam has been suspended by a competent court of jurisdiction. Not only is he not a member of the NWC, for today, his membership of this party has been suspended. So when you call him factional acting chairman, we just wonder whether you are speaking from a position of knowledge. First of all, you say that our party secretariat had become a battleground. And I walked in here, I never saw bullets, I never saw guns. I did not see anybody in camouflage. Neither did I see anybody with a knapsack. So our party's secretariat, my dear brother, is not a battleground. And the police has released an information to the entire country, signed by Frank Mba, the PRO of police. And so, if the police has released that information, I don't know if I have anything to add to the information that has been released by the police. So, it is not true that our party secretariat has become a battleground.
Still on politics, the High Court in Ekpoma, Edo State has restrained the People's Democratic Party (PDP) from excluding Godwin Obaseki, governor of Edo State, from taking part in the gubernatorial primary slated for Thursday. The ruling comes hours after a federal high court in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, restrained Obaseki from contesting the primary. The Ekpoma court gave the order while ruling on a suit brought before it by one Felix Iro, who asked that Obaseki be allowed to contest the primary on grounds that the PDP granted him a waiver. In the ruling, Justice Okanya held that the applicants have satisfied the guidelines for the grant of the orders. The case was thereafter adjourned to July 1st, 2020 for hearing of pending applications. We'll take a break here to bring you more stories. Don't go away.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so...
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We are only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came up with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back, and now to our COVID-19 coverage. Nigeria has recorded 8 new COVID-19 deaths and 452 fresh cases in the country. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, disclosed this on Tuesday via Twitter. The agency confirmed the new cases in 13 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Given a breakdown of the figures, Lagos leads other states with 209 cases, followed by Oyo with 67 cases and Delta with 37 cases. This brings the total confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country to 21,371, with the number of discharged patients also increasing to 7,338. All members of the Kaduna State House of Assembly have been directed to submit their samples for COVID-19 testing. Yusuf Zailani, Speaker of the House, gave the directive following the discovery of a COVID-19 case among the Assembly staff last week. Ali Kalat, Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Health, disclosed this while speaking to journalists in Kaduna State on Tuesday. According to him, the directive became necessary to ascertain the status of members and staff of the Assembly since the staff had tested positive. Kalat, however, added that none of the lawmakers who have been tested so far have been confirmed positive. The United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced that bars, restaurants, hotels and salons can open in England from July 4th when social distancing rules will be eased. According to the British Broadcasting Corporation, Johnson says people shall remain 2 meters apart where possible, but a 1 meter plus rule would be introduced. The Prime Minister, however, warned that all the steps were reversible and added that 2 households in England would also be able to meet indoors and stay overnight with social distancing. The Prime Minister added that indoor gyms, swimming pools, nail bars and indoor play areas were among the list of businesses that would remain closed as they have been on lockdown since March the 23rd. Let's now move to business stories. Now, the World Bank has approved a $750 million International Development Association credit for Nigeria's power sector recovery operation. This was contained in a statement issued by the bank on Wednesday. The statement quoted World Bank Country Director for Nigeria, Shubham Chowdhury, as saying the credit would help to improve the electricity supply in the country. It expressed worry about 47% of Nigerians have no access to grid electricity, and those who had access faced regular power cuts. According to the World Bank, the economic cost of power shortages in Nigeria is estimated at around $28 billion, which is equivalent to 2% of its gross domestic product. Despite rising inflation in the country, economic analyst Johnson Chukwu has predicted that there is more to come. Chukwu made this known while speaking to TV360 Nigeria via Skype. Nigeria's inflation rate rose from 12.34% in April to 12.40% in May, and that's the highest in 2 years.
Clearly, we have not seen the highest of an inflationary trend. We still should expect some further northward movement. A couple of things are still going to drive up inflation. One of which is the likelihood that the federal government will allow for harmonization of exchange rates. And if there's harmonization of exchange rate, you're going to see a higher exchange rate, which will have a direct pass-through effect on average price of goods and services. Because if you adopt a higher exchange rate for import and payment of duties and all those what have you, it should translate into higher cost of goods and services. That's one factor. Second factor is that it's likely that the federal government will remove the subsidy on petroleum products. That will lead to petroleum products being imported and marked to market. And at current level, you're going to see a major increase in pump price of petroleum products. And because of the pervasive effect on petroleum products and goods and price of goods and services, particularly as it relates to transportation costs.
And away from Nigeria now, a plane crash which killed 97 people in Pakistan last month was because of human error by the pilot and air traffic control. This is according to an initial report into the disaster released on Wednesday. The Pakistan International Airlines PIA plane came down among houses on May 22nd after both engines failed as it approached Karachi airport, killing all but 2 people on board. The pilot, as well as the controller, did not follow the standard rules, the country's aviation minister, Ghulam Shawar Khan, said when he announced findings of the report. He said the pilot had been discussing the coronavirus pandemic and were not focused and throughout the conversation during the flight. And to sports now, David Luiz has penned a new 1-year contract with Arsenal, the Premier League club has confirmed. The Brazil centre-back joined the Gunners last summer in an €8 million deal from Chelsea, but only signed for an initial 12 months. That original deal was due to end on June 30, but an agreement has been reached for the defender to stay on for the 2020-2021 campaign. Luiz's future had been called into question following a series of erratic performances. Meanwhile, Arsenal have also moved to make Pablo Mari's loan move permanent for a fee of around £14 million, while Cedric Soares is to sign a 4-year contract following his temporary switch from Southampton. Both players will formally complete their permanent moves when the transfer window opens next month. And that's the latest from the newsroom. Many thanks for joining us. Bye for now.